as you all have. I'm so delighted to be here, and I want to thank Larry and Brian very, very much. I mean, give them a big round of applause. These guys kick ass. And they believe in something, and that's what I do. I believe in it, you know, I really do. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of nights ago, I was watching telly, and there was a documentary on Johnny Winter. Do y'all love Johnny Winter? One of the greatest guitar players, you know, from Texas. You know who he is. So the documentary is, he's really frail. He's 70 years old. It's like he's doing this tour. They put him on the road to keep him alive, essentially. And he's really weak. The camera's on Johnny in the living room. He walks very gingerly, very tenderly towards his record collection. And he makes a selection. And he takes out an album. And he looks at the cover. And it's Robert Johnson's Crossroads. And he takes the disc out of the white envelope. God bless white envelopes. And he goes again, almost in a trance, to the turntable. And he puts the disc on the turntable. And it was really like a sacred moment for him. 70 years old, legally blind, Johnny fucking Winter. Takes the needle, drops it on the thing. And I just burst into tears. Because I realized just how emotional this is. I'm not a scientific, technical guy in it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm about eye makeup and Les Pauls, you know. I'm being flippant, of course. I'm wearing a little bit of eye makeup, just so you know, right now. So my point is this, that we are here for the love of music.
Yes.
It's my agent, Julian. God bless you. Is there anything else other than that? Now you guys, you technicians, of course, have everything to do with it. You know, look, let's get to Bernie. Bernie Grumman, even if he's here or not, I want to hear a rousing roar of applause for Bernie Grumman. Now he's going to be, Steve's going to give him an award tonight at 5:50, so you want to stick around, Steve Wright. Dig this. This is a quote from Bernie, which I think really sums the whole thing up. Dig it. The trick is to give the client the highest degree of quality and attention to detail, but to do so with a minimum of processing and a minimum of artistic coloration. Is that poetry to you? It is to me. We accomplish this with a combination of clean electronics and an open mind. Does that make sense? Yeah. So therefore the science is magic. So the whole thing for me, vinyl, is that incredible love affair that both technology and music come together. The greatest phrase and description I ever heard from all of you guys who are technically minded is that you enhance the dream. Make sense? You have to nod and say, yes, man, that's a genius. What insight you have. This is really blowing my mind. Because once you go through all of the machinations and all of the quotes and all of the interviews, you know, from technical folks, you see, okay. So what it really is about is creating music that will change your life, comfort you, make love better. I mean, it's just an embrace. And the whole notion of enhancing the dream to me is incredible. In 1957, I was 64 years old. In 1957, I was 9 years old, and I, as you see here, I went to these dreadful, masturbatory, hypocritical boarding schools in a place called England. Horrible, disgusting. I'm 9, and somehow I hear Jailhouse Rock, 78 RPM. And that was my birth into the world of rock and roll music, in which I've been forever. I might have been on telly 1,000 times, but it's Chuck Berry I love. It's not Sir Laurence Olivier. You know, I appreciate that. And I fell in love with the whole notion of vinyl. Now, Steven Van Zandt, you all know Steven Van Zandt, right? So he would love it if you applauded him, especially if you filmed this, Larry. Steven Van Zandt, my boss. My boss. And you know, I'm on Little Steven's Underground Garage. You aware of that? You guys, Channel 21, 3 hours a fucking day. Are you kidding? So he is obsessed with vinyl. His whole thing is vinyl. Mono vinyl. That's what he loves. So I wrote this song as a tribute to vinyl. And it's called Crackle and Hiss, right? Crackle and Hiss. Now, look at this is so cool. And his label is called Wicked Cool, so check this out. The famous white envelope, which is like rock and roll condom to me. Look at this is so cool. Oh, you're applauding Pink. This is really good. So, you know, the fact that with the music that we play, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it is vinyl music. It's Motown, it's Howlin' Wolf, it's British Invasion, it's vinyl. You know, the crackle and hiss. So I'm going to just recite the first verse because it's so good. Are you ready? Jackie showed her his record collection. She took a look and she made a selection. She cracked the cellophane to dance away the pain and found out all the secrets of the mystery train. Crackle and hiss feels like the taste of your first kiss. Drop the needle on the vinyl. Thank you. So clearly I'm a nutcase for all of this. And I, look, okay, so I'm going to vibe on vinyl and then I'm probably out of here, right? So, for me, I adore vinyl because I own it. There it is. There it is. This is what's giving me such pleasure. Here it is. It's physical, right? So literally, cracking that cellophane is the sacred ritual of listening to music. The liner notes. You know, what color are Bill Wyman's socks? You know what I mean? The very details of music. Now, I'm not here to negate streaming or CDs or anything like it. But what I am here is to reinforce and underscore, as I do on the radio to my 5 million listeners every day, that the sacredness of vinyl is just that. Now, these guys creating this global revolution in the trajectory and life and incarnation, the reincarnation of vinyl, is incredibly important. That's why you're here, right? To support that vibe. And that vibe is, for me, everything. And we play it every day on the radio, and the whole notion of it, and Bernie has said this so many times, it's like when you're making a record and it's over and, you know, you invite your friends to the studio in the old days, a coke dealer and some girls, and, oh, you remember that? And what do? You turn it up, don't you? Because you think that volume is the key, right? Then you go to Bernie, and Bernie plays it quietly, and you go, oh fuck, this sucks. Because that's what, the whole issue, I don't know why this struck me, but it struck me, I guess because I've been through it myself. You turn it up, everybody goes crazy, you know. But when you get down to it, Bernie's job is to not, as he says, colorize the music through technology. It's to enhance the artist, the producer. And that's really important, ladies and gentlemen. I think I should really end there, as you've got, you know, a wonderful day of incredible events. I would love to, somebody to ask me a question. If anybody would like to ask me anything, I'd be more than happy to answer. Yes, sir.
You've been around for a long time. I love what you do. I listen to you on the radio. You're awesome. But I was just wondering if you've observed a difference in why people buy records today versus when it was the only option. So I'm talking about, let's say, streaming or CD, what have you. Once upon a time, vinyl was the way we listened to music, or AM radio. Now, music is free. People who buy records are buying maybe something else. Have you noticed any difference in the behavior, or do you feel that the customer who buys vinyl has changed in any way?
Yes, our listeners are under 25. Just think about that for a second, and they adore vinyl. If you really study it, I don't give a fuck how you listen to it, as long as you listen to it. But all I can do is speak for myself and my own heart, and I love vinyl. As I said, the whole ritualism of it, and when I get a lot of mail from listeners who are absolutely obsessed with vinyl. It's almost like discovering Kubrick's moment in 2001. It's that mythological and that extraordinary. And it is a revelation to a lot of young people because they've been so used to obviously for the streaming thing and the compression of it and all of this crap. And then they discover something and it's new to them. And that makes it new to everybody else and new to all of us DJs at Little Steven's Underground Garage and new to me as a listener. So, I'm not here to negate anything. I'm here to give you my view and, my blood and my soul and my feelings of how artists get across, and they can do it any way they like. For me, it's vinyl. So I don't see any difference. I don't see any difference at all. It's a matter of taste. Anybody else got a question? Yes, sir.
1 second.
Have I met Quentin Tarantino?
Thank you. Nice catch. Hello, check. Good. Hey, what's your most cherished record that you have?
Oh, wow. Other than Elvis's Jailhouse Rock, I would say Let It Bleed.
Yeah! Nice.
Because I was raised on a bluesy kind of the whole notion of Brian Jones. In fact, next week, or is it this week? I think today, I do this series they call Crossroads Features, and they're on Brian. And when I was a youngster, I did that movie To Sell With Love. Do you remember that with Sidney Poitier? Yeah. And I was the black teacher. I thought I'd get a bigger laugh than that. Jesus. So I'm one of the kids, so we were like gods then, because the movie was so big, and I was 17. So we went to every club. Every club is the Yardbirds and Cream and Jack Ginger and Eric and Jimi Hendrix. In fact, I went to school with Mitch Mitchell. How many of you know who Mitch Mitchell is? The greatest drummer, man. I mean, and we were in drama school doing ballet. Me and Mitch. And he goes, "Hey, I've got this geezer, he's left-handed, he's a black geezer, and he's like really sexy, and he's playing in a marquee, you want to come down there?" True story. And I go down there and he's humping the amp and 200 girls are masturbating. It was an extraordinary evening. Not that I encourage that at gigs. Well, there's nobody to masturbate over anymore, really, is it? But anyway, so I'm schooled in the world of the blues via Chuck Berry and Muddy Waters. So that, has been everything to me, man, that music. So I would say the combination of that in my era was Let It Bleed by the great Jimmy Miller. Yeah. Anybody else got a question? Come on, I want a question. Yes.
What other radio stations and DJs do you like?
Oh, good Lord, they all suck. What a question. Are you kidding? DJ's Jim Ladd. Remember Jim Ladd? Right. He's on there. Lenny Kaye is fabulous. Rodney is fabulous. Rodney Bingenheimer. Slim Jim's got a rockabilly show that we do. So because it's like, it's not my job, because it isn't my job. It's not a job. What I do, I'm not going to look at it. It's like it being an actor and going, "That's a really good performance. That's really great." It's something that I'm so embroiled in myself that I very rarely think about it. Anybody else? But thank you for your question. Yes? Answer your question. Somebody in the back shouted out something rude. Okay, so God bless you, and you're going to have such a fantastic time here these 2 days. Chock-a-block.